So the other day, I go to my local high school graduation ceremony, and of course, here in 2012, they still have a preacher standing up to do the baccalaureate or consecration or whatever the hell they're calling it these days.
Heavenly Father, as these young men and women await their diploma, I pray that you would fill their hearts with great joy and with a sense of accomplishment for their dedication and commitment to their education.
And he proceeds, incidentally, the preacher that they chose for this year was one of the most radical churches in town. The guy at his church are on my Facebook. They're the ones that are constantly posting religious crap. Constantly. So I'm listening to him, invoking God and Christ and Heavenly Father and all of this nonsense in front of a crowd of people that he just assumes all agree with him. And I happen to know that there was at least a couple of Jews in the crowd, maybe a Baptist or a Buddhist, who knows, or probably not any Muslims, but there was at least one atheist. And he just proceeds as if we're all on the same page. We all feel the exact same way, all think the exact same kind of things. And it got me to thinking, being a preacher is pretty easy work, isn't it? I mean, you don't really do anything. You don't really produce anything. It's pretty easy work. Anybody can do it. I can do it. I'm qualified to do it. If I was willing to lie and say that I believed in that shit, I could be a preacher. But as it happens, I could be a preacher anyway because I'm ordained. I'm ordained in 2 churches. I'm a Dudist, and I'm ordained by God's will. Not God's will, God's will. So, basically what that means is I can do anything, legally speaking, that a preacher can do. And there's not much that a preacher can do legally that any guy off the street can't do anyhow. Any guy off the street can preach. Any guy off the street can oversee a funeral. But you have to be ordained or hold a certain title in life in order to marry people. And then you can charge people to do something that really you don't need a person to do. So I got to thinking, since I'm ordained, and since you don't really need a person to do the ordainment, or to do the marriage, why don't I put a wedding ceremony online? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a wedding ceremony online. And anybody out there who wants to get married, or knows somebody that wants to get married, just show this video. It's going to be non-sectarian. There's going to be no mention of religion in it. It's going to be a beautiful ceremony. And everybody can enjoy that. All you'll need is some actual witnesses according to the laws of your state. This marriage ceremony that I'm going to do could also apply to non-legally binding ceremonies too. Like, for example, if you live in North Carolina and you're a gay couple and you want to get married or something like that. Just, if you were just going to get married anyway, why pay somebody to do it? So the next part of this video is going to be that. Me marrying you. Enjoy.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and this woman, or this man and this man, or this woman and this woman, or this man and this woman and this other man, whatever. But we're going to assume a couple. We're here to join them in legal matrimony, maybe, depending on the state we're in, I suppose. Bottom line, we're here to witness them taking their vows of obligation to one another. We're here to bear witness that they are pledging their loyalty and commitment each to the other. Marriage is no longer an emotionless transaction made to unite plans and exchange property. It's an emotional transaction made to unite families and bond property. So this couple stands before us ready to pledge their honor and their lives each to the other. No nobler promise can be made, and no more meaningful a commitment can be imagined. And the pledge and commitment are all the more noble and meaningful because it is entered into voluntarily and eagerly. All the more beautiful because it is done from love. Human love is both mythical and real, both tangible and ephemeral. It exists in our realities and in our minds, in our hopes and in our needs. Traditionally, love has had the power to change hearts and to break them, to cause wars and to end them, to invalidate curses and to inspire the most beautiful music. Love can give life meaning, and love can teach the meaning of a life of giving. Now come this couple, ready and eager to swear their love to each other, ready to take on the task of being a source of happiness to the other, ready to assume the duty of being strong for the other in bad times, of being joyful for the other in good times, and of being vulnerable for the other in times of stress and need. Please hold hands, look at each other, and repeat after me. I promise to take you as my spouse, as my partner, and as my companion for life. I promise to love you as no other, to be my best for you, and to never stray, and to do my best to never waver. I promise to share with you my thoughts, my time, and my life. By the power vested in me by God's Swirl Ministries, I now pronounce you married. What providence and free will have brought together, let no bigotry put asunder. You may kiss your spouse.